So, 3 questions test. So this is number 2, because remember last week I asked how do you determine type of elasticity, and we did number 1, this is total revenue test. This is number 2, this is 3 questions test. Okay? So this is going to be really fast and really easy because, like I said, they're really simple questions. Okay? So the first question is the item a necessity or is it a luxury? Do you need this item? Basically, is it a need or is it a want? Now, obviously, this is depending upon your individual scenario. Okay? If you're talking about, like for example, if you're talking about food, okay, basic food. If you're talking about milk versus chocolate milk, okay, I may need milk, but chocolate milk's more of a luxury. Okay, so if you have a necessity, okay, so if you have a necessity, something that you need, do you suppose you are going to be very sensitive to a change in price? Are you going to really care what the price is if it's a need? No. And what is that called when you're not sensitive to a change in price? Inelastic. And if it is a luxury and it's going to be a want, something that's just frivolous, are you going to be sensitive to a change in price? Yes. So that is elastic. So if it's a luxury, it's going to be elastic. If it's a necessity, it's inelastic. So typically, for example, going out to dinner, okay? All the La Hacienda that we talked about last week, that's a luxury, okay? You don't have to go out to dinner. You can stay home and eat peanut butter and jelly, okay? It's a luxury, so that would be considered elastic, okay? Now these questions, like I said, it's a 3 questions test. So what you will find is that you have to ask all 3 questions, and it's a best 2 out of a 3 deal. Okay, so if 2 out of the 3 questions tells you it's elastic, then the product's elastic. If 2 out of the 3 questions tell you it's inelastic, and this is inelastic. The other 2 questions are even simpler than this. They're yes or no questions. Are there good substitutes? Okay, so if we're talking about La Hacienda, are there good substitutes for La Hacienda? There are other places that I can go to get good Mexican restaurant, get good Mexican food. Yes, most definitely. So if I know there are definitely other alternatives out there, do you think that's going to make me sensitive or not sensitive to a change in price? If I know there are other items out there, I'm going to be pretty sensitive because I'm going to look at the price and I'm going to say, you want what for a burrito? Are you kidding me? I can go over here and I can get a burrito for a hell of a lot cheaper, right? So I'm going to be very sensitive to a price change. Okay, so therefore, if you answer this as yes, okay, there are good substitutes, then it's going to be elastic. If you answer no, there's not really any other things that I could buy that'll fulfill my need, then no, it's going to be inelastic. Again, 2 out of the 3 deals, so you got to go through all 3 questions in order to determine the type of elasticity. The last question is, does it use a large portion of my income? Now, this is obviously dependent upon what your income is, okay? So if we're talking about, going out to dinner, and we're talking about somebody who makes minimum wage, okay, does that use a large portion of their income? Yeah, probably, okay? They're just making minimum wage. They're probably scraping by. Going out to dinner is not only a luxury and there are substitutes, but it uses a large portion of their income. And they said, yeesh, if it's using a large portion of their income, are they going to be very sensitive about what the price is?
Yes.
Yes, most definitely. So if you answer yes to this and that uses a large portion of your income, then it is going to be elastic. If you answer no, it's going to be inelastic. So if it's going to be a small little thing like I'm buying pencils, okay, I'm going to the store and I'm buying pencils, I'm going to look at this and I'm going to say, okay, pencils are pretty cheap. I'm not going to go price checking from one store to the other to go and find the best deal on pencils. Okay? I don't really care. It's so dang cheap, who cares? So again, it's best 2 out of the 3. So I'll give you a couple of examples. So you're done actually writing. All right, so nice luxury car, okay? I think this is actually a BMW. So obviously, is it a necessity or a luxury? It's a luxury. Are there good substitutes available to a BMW sports car?
Sure.
Yeah. Does it use a large portion of my income?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. So is it elastic or inelastic? Elastic. All 3 in that case are elastic. So this is big elastic. So this is elastic. What about some nice ice cream dessert? Okay. Going out for ice cream or dessert. Is it a necessity or a luxury? It's a luxury. Are there good substitutes available? Yes, I could get some sort of other kind of dessert. I don't have to go out for it. Does it use a large portion of my income? No. Depends on where I go. Okay, but that even if that one is in question, depending upon your income, 2 out of the 3 are yes. So therefore, ice cream dessert is going to be what? Elastic. Let's see. I think I got 2 more. What about if you're diabetic? Okay, you're diabetic. So this is, by the way, a blood sugar meter. Gotta check their blood sugar, and there's a vial there to give a shot. Okay, so insulin. Okay, so for those of you that are not diabetic, don't have any exposure to diabetes at all, somebody who has type 1 diabetic has shots. Type 2 diabetes, they usually regulate it with some medication, possibly pills, egg diet, exercise, that kind of a thing. But if you don't give them their insulin when they are high, okay, it'll bring them down, and you need food to get them up when they're low. So this is going to be something that they definitely need. So we're talking about, of course, someone who is diabetic. Is it a necessity or a luxury? It's a necessity. Are there good substitutes? Are there substitutes for insulin? Anything else they could buy to do the same thing? No. Does it use a large portion of their income? Yes, it does. Okay, and I know that a lot of you don't know because you're not diabetic, but yes, it does use a large portion of their income. 2 out of the 3 are pointing towards what's insulin, elastic or inelastic? Inelastic. Okay. One more. What about gas? Gasoline. Is it a luxury or a necessity? If you have a car and you need your car to, for example, get to work or school, okay, it's a necessity. Are there good substitutes available? Is there anything other? I mean, obviously there's different types of gas, but we're talking about gas in general. Are there good substitutes available for making your car go?
There's electric cars.
But your car, is your car electric?
No.
Your car's electric? Okay. So, there's not really any other substitutes that you can put in your car to make it go, right? Does it use a large portion of your income? Yes, well, it depends upon your income and how much gas you're going to require. But either way, still, 2 out of the 3 tell you what is gasoline. Inelastic, okay? Again, we will whine and complain about the price of gas, but in the end, you will pay. You will buy it, okay? That's one of the things that will lead to why gas prices are so high. We'll talk about pricing a little bit later. But does anybody have any questions about the 3 questions test? Question, 5 questions. Okay, so I think that is it. All right, so will you please turn back in your notes to your restaurant graph?